Hello. How are you guys doing? I'm getting ready to, I think I'm gonna take a bath, actually. I'm going to the bathroom in here. Can I just tell you how much I love this bathroom? Let me just show you so much. Oh my God. Fantastic. But I showed this stuff the other day that we bought from Lush. We got like bath bombs. We got the sex bomb one. Which is this one. It has like a little flower in it, do you see? We got that one. And then we got this Metamorphosis one. And we haven't done them yet. Oh, and we also got these oil things. So I'm gonna do the Metamorphosis one and take a bath in a second. I'm so exhausted, you guys. Alex and his cousin Maya just went out to Omnia to go see Cascade, and look, here's my little nap I was taking. I pulled out this blanket from the closet. It's like so soft, and I was curling around this little pillow right here. Here, I'm just gonna talk to you guys right here for a second. So anyway, let me just tell you how exhausted I am. So today is our wedding anniversary. We had a really good day. Tomorrow is our last day. I'm gonna cover up with my little blanket. I love these like little, just like soft, like white cotton blankets. Why is it that I love that shit so much? Anyway, let me fix my hair. It just was such a great day today, and we had such a nice day and it was so low key. We got up and we just kind of hung out and talked to each other and stuff like that, and kind of reminisced about the last 10 years and the last 7 years since we've been married, but just everything from the dogs to our travels and everything, you know. We just kind of like looked back on our relationship and really like talked about the highlights and those things that were important to us. So anyway, we went out to dinner tonight. Maya, Alex's cousin, we were gonna go out with her. We met her, she came here after work, and then we went downstairs and we met her downstairs to go to this Mexican restaurant, the one that we ate at the other day. And I'm like halfway through dinner, and I'm like literally, Alex is like, "You're so tired." I'm like, I am so tired. Like, I don't know what's happened. I don't know if it's just everything that happened today or, you know, whatever. But I said, I'm just like exhausted, and I said, I don't want to sleep through the night. Like, I want to do some stuff. And I'd already told him that I was probably gonna go to the club for like an hour and then maybe like just gamble at Caesars, because it's at Caesars, until they're done. And he was like, yeah, that's totally fine, babe, don't worry about it. He was like, we'll dance and stuff. And then he said that they weren't gonna stay there all night, they were gonna come back here and go to Marquee Club at Cosmopolitan, because Maya has a friend there. And then Maya was like, well, I'm not gonna stay out too late anyway. They say this. She said, I'm not gonna stay out too late anyway because I have, she has to work tomorrow. And tomorrow we are meeting up with Alex's friend, Eric, although I don't even think they've talked. We're gonna go to the Wicked Spoon, which is the, that we haven't had one buffet since we've been, you have to go to a buffet when you're in Vegas, right? So we're gonna go to the Wicked Spoon, which is the buffet here at the Cosmopolitan, and then we're gonna lay out the pool, and then we're gonna take naps, and low-key it tomorrow. I wanna go to the Morphe store across the street, and then we're going to go to dinner somewhere really nice tomorrow night and just kind of like hang around, you know, walk around Vegas and see the Bellagio. We're gonna just do us stuff tomorrow night. So tomorrow night's really gonna be more of like, we're gonna go somewhere nice for a restaurant. Tomorrow night's gonna be really more of like our anniversary night, even though tonight is our anniversary night. So we got back to the room, and Maya started getting ready in the other bathroom, and Alex came in here and he like changed and stuff. And I said, how long until we have to leave? And he goes, like an hour. And I said, I'm just gonna like curl up on the bed for like 15 or 20 minutes. Can you come and wake me up and I'll start getting ready? He was like, yeah. He was like, if you don't want to go out, you don't have to go out. I was like, no, I don't want you to be upset if I don't go out. He's like, I'm not gonna be upset with if you don't go out. He was like, I'm gonna have a fun, you know, time either way. He was like, but he's like, if you're tired, he was like, you know, don't feel like you have to go out because of me. And to be honest, like, I was totally going out because of him. Because at this point, I mean, I love Cascade. I would love to see Cascade. I've seen Cascade. You know, for me to see Cascade in a club, I'm totally fine to not see him. But I would have loved to have seen him. So anyway, at that point I was like, I'm gonna go out. I can do it for an hour and then I'll get my second, third wind and I'll wake up, right? So Alex closes the door and I mean, I am out like that. And he comes back in and he like got into bed and he was like, he like came up and he gave me like a kiss on the cheek and he was like, babe, you need to start getting ready. We're gonna be leaving here in like 15 minutes. And I was like, okay. And like I sat up and you know like when you're on a boat all day long and like then you like take a nap and when you wake up from your nap you're like this. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, I felt like I had been on a boat all day long. I was just like, I mean, I felt out of it. And I said to Alex, I said, I am exhausted. And he was like, well, he was like, I said you didn't have to go out if you don't want to. And I go, no. I said, I don't want you to be upset with me. He goes, I told you I wouldn't be upset with you. He was just stay in if you don't want to stay, if you don't want to go out. And then I started entertaining the idea. I was like, well, I mean, if like they went out and I didn't, then like I could, you know, take a little bit of a nap, which I just did, and then I could take a bath, and then I could, you know, change into some like, you know, comfortable clothes, and I could go downstairs or go to the Bellagio next door and gamble, because I haven't really gambled a whole lot since I've been here. I was gonna go last night, I never even ended up going down there. And I brought like all this money to like ration, like not all this money, but I brought money to ration like each day if I was gonna gamble, and I literally like spent, since I've been here, like $100, like in cash. That's it. And our trip's over on Monday. So anyway, so I was sitting here and I was like trying to pull it together, and I said, hey babe, come here for a second. And he came in here, I said, I'm just gonna stay in. He was like, okay. He was like, we're probably not even gonna be over there long. He literally, they just got there and he just texted me and he said, the lines are so long. He was like, I don't know that I can do this. So they'll probably come back over here to Cosmo. I didn't realize I was gonna have to wait in any line because he said that we were on like the guest list, so we would have got in like that quick. If I knew that I had to wait in a line, I would have made my decision a lot sooner. So now I'm just kind of, I called some friends on the phone, and after I laid down for a little bit, and yeah. And I'm really happy that I didn't go out tonight. Like, I was just, we were out at the pool all day today, and it was so hot at the pool today, and I had a great time. We just relaxed, and you know, I drank Diet Cokes and stuff, but I think I just needed to stay in and relax. Like, I love, you know, just being in the hotel room. We haven't done that. So anyway, we got up today, hung out, I just kind of talked about like, you know, our relationship and all the things that have, you know, been great about it and all the highlights and stuff like that. And we went to the pool, and then we came back from the pool and we made our Q&A. So if you haven't seen it, Alex and I did like a question and answer, a couple question and answer for my main channel. So I put that over there. But everybody had been tweeting out, Peter, Shane Dawson's in Las Vegas too. Shane Dawson's in Las Vegas too, which I knew because I'd seen, but he had direct messaged me and said like a couple days ago, he was like, how long are you guys in Vegas? And I was like, till Monday. And he was like, well, I want to meet up with you before we leave because, you know, we're both here. And I was like, okay, which I was like totally fanboying over, right? So I'm gonna do a whole video talking about meeting up with Shane Dawson. So today he texted me and he said, we got up late, but like, hey, like what's a good time for you? And I said, anything after 5. And he was like, okay, how about 6:30? Which is weird because we met up with him at the exact time that we were getting married 7 years ago. So we met up with him, I'll tell that whole video on the other channel, at like 6:30, and we hung out till like 8:45. It was like, no time went by. We like hung out with him for 2 hours. He brought like Garrett and Rylan and his videographer, Andrew, with him. We hung out and it was fun. He was like, later he texted me, he was like, I hope Alex wasn't too bored with like the YouTube gossip. Alex had like a blast. He had like so much fun talking to them. Yeah, it was really, we had a really good time. And it felt so normal, like in a really kind of strange way. Like when he walked up, I was like, holy shit, it's like Shane Dawson. Like it felt surreal, you know? Because I've only seen him on videos and stuff like that. And, but they were totally normal. We had such a great time sitting there talking, and they were so nice. So anyway, and then after that is when we went and met Maya. And now I'm like, even though I napped, I'm still like half asleep. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, it's been a good day. It's weird thinking back on my relationship. We got really emotional in our Q&A today, like in a way that I didn't think that we would. And Alex got emotional first. We were talking about like marriage counseling. Somebody, I can't remember how it started, but somebody asked, was there ever a time that you guys thought that you wouldn't make it? And Alex said, yeah, like 2 years ago, like I was ready to leave the relationship, you know, and he was like, we weren't getting along, you know, we were living very separate lives, and we were intimate, but like not very often. And I just think we both really at that time weren't willing to sit down and say like what we wanted out of life. So anyway, you know, and that was when, like, he said there, he's like, I packed my bags and I left. That's not, like, exactly how it happened. He did, but he came home and he was like, I think that I'm gonna move out for a while and get an apartment. And that was when the whole discussion of, like, marriage counseling came up. And he was like, if I'm gonna stay, like, we've got to go to marriage counseling. We're not communicating. He goes, Peter, honestly, neither one of us is happy. We're not getting anything out of this relationship. He's like, you know, we've just become kind of like friends over time. And, you know, he was like, I just think that if we stay in this, we're gonna end up really being miserable and not liking each other. And he's like, we're at a point now where it's like, we're just comfortable. And he was like, I don't want that, but I don't want to leave, but I don't want to stay and not have us be happy. And, you know, people ask me a lot about marriage counseling and why I was resistant to it. Other than having been a counselor, you know, which I think was, like, scary for me, the other part of it was that, I think I was afraid to go in there and, like, we had made a commitment that we were going to work on it for a year. And that, like, before we even, like, called anybody and set up the first appointment, like, the decision that we made was, like, we were going to give everything we had to this relationship for a year. And if at the end of the year, like, we realized there was nothing left, then we were going to bow out and be okay with that. Like, we had put everything into it. But I think I was really scared to go into marriage counseling because I was like, well, what if we find out that we're not compatible? Like, what if we find out that it isn't gonna work? And then, like, am I ready to accept that? Like, am I ready for it just to be over? Because I wasn't ready for it to be over, you know? And it's not. I mean, like, marriage counseling, literally, I mean, we both said it in the video today, it, like, saved our marriage. So this thing that I was afraid of is what ended up saving our marriage. We would not be together right now if it wasn't for marriage counseling, you know? And, it wasn't any big thing that happened. Like, I think that's, like, the misconception a lot of times about marriage and relationships is that, like, it has to be this huge thing, you know, that there was, like, something that occurred in the marriage or there was something horrible that happened. It wasn't about that, you know? It just was that we were on two separate pages and we weren't connected, you know? And, like, at that point, we weren't even going out to dinner and stuff during the week. And, you know, like, I was going to 7 meetings a week, which is great for somebody in early sobriety. At, you know, at that point, you know, 21 years, I was hiding out in a 12-step program a little bit because I think I didn't want to deal with anything. And, you know, my sponsor was even saying to me, Peter, you got sober to be a better husband, to be a better partner in a relationship, but you're not spending any time at home, you know? And Alex would be out with his friends or at his family's house, and we just were never doing anything together because I think that we were afraid to, like, really admit the obvious, that, like, things were starting to go down a road that it was gonna take us in us breaking up. You know, I wanna say this really quick on here. I'm really honest on this channel, and I really open up about shit. Like, this is a conversation I'm having right now that had we not had the conversation in our Q&A, I probably wouldn't be having on here right now. I don't really care what people's opinions are, and if you want to hate watch me, have at it. But when somebody is really, really honest, and then you say some ignorant shit about that, like, that really says a lot more about you than it does about me. I just want to say that. I received a comment, and I don't really care if the comment is shrouded in, but I love you. Like, no, you really don't. If you make some really hurtful statement about somebody sharing a really honest moment about their life, And the reason I'm saying this is not about comments on a YouTube channel. It's not about, you know, anything that somebody might say about me or whatever. It's about the fact that if that's who you are in a comment section of YouTube, that's who you really are in life. And if that's how you talk to people in your real life and you treat people that way in your real life, take a look at that, because it's not a very kind way to live. Somebody left a comment on my video. I almost blocked them, and then I thought, no, I'm gonna let everybody else see their ignorance. But they said, do you snort your medicine? Okay, now, first of all, the medicine that I take is Depakote. I take Depakote for, yes, I know it's for bipolar disorder, but it's also for seizure disorder. I don't take it for bipolar. If I had bipolar disorder with all of the things that I have shared in my videos, I would have no problem getting on here and saying that I have bipolar disorder. I don't. But I take Depakote. I take 1,500 milligrams a day for seizure disorder because I have epilepsy. I also have migraine disorder associated with that. And somebody said, do you crush your pills and snort them? Because when you get back on, you'll stop the video, and when you get back on, your eyes are watery. And I know what that's like because I used to snort my heroin, okay? Well, first of all, I'm a person in sobriety, so I don't snort anything, okay? And no medicine that you're prescribed should you ever be snorting, period, okay? You shouldn't be snorting any kind of medication, period, because it's dangerous. And people die and overdose very, very quickly from that kind of stuff. And when you know about how drugs work and how they work quicker within your system, swallowing a pill, eating a pill, if you're an addict, is the slowest way to ingest a drug into your system. The quickest way is to inject, the second way is to snort, and the third way is to swallow it, okay? When I am prescribed medication, like my epilepsy medication, why would I snort it, okay? That would indicate that I'm trying to get an effect off my medication by snorting it on a faster level. Just like somebody, like the person that left the comment, said, I used to snort my Adderall, okay? Well, I don't know why you did that, and that's none of mine to, you know, say, but no. And I'm to leave ignorant statements about my sobriety when I am so honest about my sobriety on my channel is really offensive. I'm just gonna say that, okay? If you talk to me that way in a comment section, you obviously have no problem talking to other people that way. And I think that the one message that I try to send through all my videos, the reason I'm addressing this, you guys know I rarely address negative comments. The reason I'm addressing this is I don't understand why we can't talk to each other kinder. We can't be nicer to people and things like that, you know? I meet people all the time, that are sober but smoke pot or abuse Adderall. It's not my place to call them out on their shit, okay? It's not my place to say, well, you say you're sober, but you smoke marijuana. That's their business, okay? I don't get into their business. They can do what they want to do about that. But other than, like, give a, you know, I don't know. That comment, I was like, where do you get to a point in the world where you think it's okay to ask somebody something like that, that is really, like, shown, I mean, everything about I mean, I talk about my sobriety on here all the time. I think if anybody knows anything about me, okay, from watching my videos, I think the things you would know is that my marriage, my dogs, and my sobriety are the three most important things, period. That's not shit I joke about. And in my video today, the Q&A that I did when we were talking about our marriage, Alex said something about, we were talking about, like, you know, people saying stuff about our marriage, and they said, he said, and, you know, something about, and try to come for it if you want to. It's like, I think that we need to start in our world standing up for the things that are important to us personally, those things that we work so hard for, whether they be careers or families, and protecting them with our lives, you know, and saying, you're not going to say these things. Like, I mean, people can say what they want to say in the comment sections, but I'll be honest with you, what happens is I stop reading the comments at that point, because I'm just like, if people are going to have this kind of stuff, and it's sad because I get so many nice comments, you know, people are just so awesome in the comment sections by and large. I mean, I usually get like 98% of comments. The other day I did a drama video, and I think it was one about Manny, and somebody said underneath there, because it was the one where I said, if you have something to say, keep it classy, okay? We don't have to be rude about things. And somebody, like, tweeted out, I just read through Peter's comment section, and it's like the nicest comment section on any. You know, there's no reason in this world why we have to say things hurtful to people, right? Like, we have to say things that, you know, like, it's not nice. And the really scary thing about the comment, okay, what if I had relapsed? What if I was really doing what this person had accused me of? And I'm like going into other bathrooms, you know, like turning off the camera and going into the bathroom and snorting, you know, a pill or something else, right? Like, and that's who I'm living on camera and off of camera. Like, the deeper issue should be, wow, I really care about Peter. I watch his videos. I'm scared that he relapsed. Like, that's some scary shit. Because I can tell you right now, the day that I start using drugs and alcohol again, the day that my life is going to be over. Everything will be gone from my life. I'm not the alcoholic and the addict that can use, like, and get away with it. I'm just not. I can't speak for other alcoholics and addicts, but for this one, I can't use on that level. So to accuse somebody of that is really talking about their life. Like, let's just be kinder to people. Let's be more understanding and nicer, right? And when people are trying to use their life as an example, let's not try to take them down. Like, what's this intention that we have in the world of just trying to take somebody down? Like, what's that about? Like, I don't understand that, you know? And I was talking to Shane about that tonight, and I said, you know, he's like, where do you decide what videos to make and what not to make? And I said, I get asked so often to make videos about certain people that I'm like, no, I'm drawing a line. Like, that, I won't make that video. Like, I'm not gonna go there. Like, that doesn't need to be made, you know? And it's like, and then he was like, well, what about when other drama channels make that video or whatever? And I said, well, that's, I mean, they have to make that decision. I don't pass judgment on, that's them, you know? Just because I choose not to, like, I'm the one that has to look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day, you know? I don't know, I feel like, do you ever look around and you wonder, like I really, like, I say this in a lot of my videos, but like, I mean, when I'm talking to Tanya about it, it's so true. Like, I just don't have a lot of toxic people in my life anymore. I just really, really don't. Let me fix my hair. So when I have a few people that are around me that are toxic, like, I really notice the effect of it, if that makes sense. And it, like, it's like really hard, you know, to deal with it. And I guess I live in a pretty, like, safe, emotionally safe, if that makes sense, personal life, where the people that are around me, I know, love me and care about me. And we talk to each other with the language of love and compassion. You know, if we're concerned about one another, we don't mince words, we say it, but there's ways to say about, you know, like, let's just say if Tanya has, like, been a bitch for 3 days, okay? Like, I wouldn't say to her, girl, you've been a bitch for 3 days, you need to get over it, okay? I'd say, you know, Tanya, I'm really worried about you. Like, I can tell something's going on. Like, the last 3 days, you just haven't really been yourself. Is there something that I can do? Why can't we talk to each other that way? It's so simple, you know? And yet we live in a world where we're nasty to the people that we care about the most sometimes. I have been that person before, you know? I've been that person that's been like, you know, like, take it out on everybody around me, my coworkers back in the day, and, you know, my close friends and my exes and stuff like that when I'm going through a hard time. And there's no reason to do that. There's no reason to do that when we can be nice to each other. I just don't understand. I just don't understand it. It's like one of the biggest myths to me in the entire world. It really is. But it takes work, you know, I think, and it's really about, like, what you put out. Oh, it's gonna stop. Hold on, I'll be right back. I think it's really also, it's like shaking. I think it's look at her back there. Hey, can you see her? I think it's really also about when you finally realize that the energy you put out there in the world is the energy you get back. And I don't mean like new agey energy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, you know, if you're compassionate and kind to other people and you choose to have people that are positive in your life. Now, not everybody's gonna be positive all the time, okay? There's just not, you know, happy Sally 24 hours a day. That's just not reality. We're all gonna have bad days, okay? That's understandable. But when you talk to each other in a kind way, okay? And you're around people that are positive, and what I mean by positive is that it's not just like every day they're like, oh, I hate going to work. Oh my God, I hate my house. Oh, my house is such a dump. Oh my God, I'm this. Oh my God, my life that. Oh, my family this. It's just like they constantly complain. Like, that is so draining to me. So you're around people that are like, you know, even if they're like, you know, like maybe one day they're like, oh my God, I had such a great time this weekend. I hung out with my family. We had so much fun. And the next day they're like, oh my God, my family is draining me, right? Like that is totally normal. We all do that. So when you surround yourself with people that are positive, you're going to get positive back if you're positive with them, right? If you're putting positive endeavors out there in the world and you're doing things that are positive, and you know, if your neighbor leaves their trash can out, pull it up for them, you know, or you know they're going to go out of town, offer to watch their house or pick up their mail for them or something like that. You know, it's just not that deep. You know, buy somebody a coffee behind you every once in a while, you know, say thank you, engage with the people, the cashiers where you go, and say, how's your day going? Are you doing okay? And when they say, no, I'm having a bad day today, go, well, what's going on? Is there anything I can do to make it better? You know, it's just not that deep, and we can be nice to people. When you put that kind of positive energy out there in the world, it comes back to you. It really, really does, right? Because you start thinking in a positive way. It's not because there's these, you know, new agey vibes going through the world that you're pulling it. No, it's not about that. It's because you see things in a positive way, and you're around people that are positive, you know? It's like, when you're with people that are, you know, creative, you're more creative. Kelly Catrone in her book, If You Have to Cry, Go Outside, talks about that, about finding a tribe of people that are like-minded like you know? And, you know, I can remember at a time in my life when I was like, it was before I got sober. I was like 20, and I was hanging out with all people that were like in art school and things like that, and we were all very bohemian. I mean, we thought we were so intellectual, right? But we were very bohemian, and we went to like Earth Day festivals, and we went to every like art festival, you know, in Indianapolis. And I can remember just like long nights sitting around, you know, and like having very deep conversations about things. And no matter how phony it was, it's like we were like putting out a lot of stuff. I mean, at that time I was like writing more than I've ever written in my entire life. And, you know, I almost wrote an entire book at that time, you know, that I look back on now and I read it and I'm like, I don't even remember I don't even remember writing some of this book. And I was like wasted drunk half the time writing it, and it's good. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if I wrote this book, so how could I ever like put it out there in the world and somebody else would be like, I claim that, you know what I mean? But you know, I was around so many creative people, and that it like made me want to be more creative. Well, positive people around us do that. When you create a tribe of people around you that think the way that you do, it's similar to that, you know, that like you're going to be more creative as a result of that, because, or you're going to be more positive as a result of that. But I also think it's about creating positive, safe places too. Like your home should always be a positive, safe place, you know? You know, my home, I have artwork and candles and things that make me happy, that make me happy, that make my husband happy, you know? We have our safe places, so it's like we don't, when we come home, it's like positive for us, you know? It's not this like depressing, sad place, and anybody can do that. Anybody can change that, you know, with a coat of paint. You can paint a wall a color that you love, or, you know, if your house is too cluttered or whatever, clean it up a little bit, or, you know, whatever, buy some fresh flowers or a candle that you've wanted or whatever. And like I've been trying to do this thing recently where like fall and Christmas candles have been like on sale like in the last year. So like ones that I've liked that are expensive that I wouldn't normally buy, because I think like $20, $30 for a candle is expensive, I've been buying and putting them up, so when fall and Christmas comes around, I can, you know, have them out, because that's something that I love to have, is candles. And it's just stuff like that, you know, like little things. But I think like the more we revolve ourselves around positivity, the more it makes our life positive. So, I don't know. My eyes are tired tonight, but I don't want to take them out and wear my glasses. Can you guys tell I've gotten a lot of sun while I've been on this trip? Hold on a second, let me get my phone. Hi. It's 12:03 a.m. I like set my alarm and then I like woke up from it, so I'm gonna turn it off because I had it set for 12:30, but I woke up early. Have you guys missed me being at home? It's so funny, people always are like, on my vlog, they're like, I missed you being at home, and I'm like, you missed me, I've been right here. Here I am, you know? It's so funny to me. I'm still here, I'm still vlogging. Do you know how, like, last night I said, like, halfway through the vacation, I start, like, really missing, or I start thinking about the hotel room as, like, I fall in love with it, like it's a second home. Okay, that's totally how I feel right now. Which is why, like, I think it would be so great to, like, be able to go to, like, Miami right now. I mean, we can't afford to buy a place yet, but we're working on it. You know, but to be able to go down there for, like, a month and rent some, like, cheap-ass Airbnb and just stay down there for, like, a month. Oh, my God, that would be fantastic. And, just be able to, you know, like, fall in love with this little place, walk to the beach every day. Wouldn't that be such a life? I'm thinking about where I want to go gamble. I might surprise them and, like, go meet them at Caesars, but, I mean, I'm not going to go into the club, so. I'm in the club. We had so much fun last night going out to just the local bars. Oh. Have you guys been having a good week? It seems so weird to me that it's like, that we've been here since Wednesday. Alex said to me today, he goes, do you feel like we've been here for a really long time? I said, yeah, it feels like we've been here for a really, really long time. And it does. But I ain't complaining because I love it here in Vegas. This girl that we met at the pool today, we met this girl today and her best friend. She's like this adorable girl. She's like Mexican. She, like, her parents were Mexican. They moved here and she was born in San Diego. She's so cute. We had such a good time talking to her. And then she was with her best friend who's like this guy, and he wasn't like bad looking or anything, but I thought they were a couple, and she's like, no, I'm like his third best friend. And they were really, really nice. And we sat there and talked to them. They were going to the club tonight that Alex and Maya are at right now. And it's so funny, like, my social anxiety, like how it was back in the day. Like, I would never have talked to somebody at a pool. And, you know, we met this couple from Long Island, and we talked to them today. They were there again today, and we talked to them. And then today we met this other, you know, this guy and this girl, and we're talking to them. And it's like, years ago, like, I never would have done that. And now it's like, I like meeting people, like, out of town, like, you know, just to sit there and talk to. And they're always like, they ask you questions about your life. And so it's just fun. And, like, that's one thing from, like, doing YouTube that, like, I never would have thought in a million years would have happened. That, you know, like, as a result of YouTube, that I would be able to, like, overcome some of my social anxiety. Like, years ago, I would have just sat there, like, and acted like I didn't even see them looking. You know what I mean? Like, that's who I would have been. I would have been, like, so scared to, like, even talk to somebody or anything like that. But I don't feel like that anymore. So it's weird to think that we've been together 10 years. 10 years ago tonight, we went to go eat Bravo Italian food and sat there and talked. Now look, 10 years later, I didn't even have white hair then. My hair was, like, completely brown. I put on Instagram our very first, here, for people that don't have Instagram, I'll show you. I put on Instagram our very first picture that we ever took together. Do you guys want to see it? Where's it at? I had it queued up because I posted it on my Instagram a couple days ago. This is it. This is the very first picture Alex and I ever took together. Come on, focus in. I don't know why it's not focusing. You see it? Why can you not see it? Can you see it from there? Look at me. I was like, I had dark hair. That was when we went to Chicago. People wanted to know the story about Chicago. The story about Chicago is this, okay? So, I thought I told it on here not too long ago. Oh, somebody said last night, they said you were telling the hat story. Okay, so I won $200. I went and I looked at this hat at D Squared. The hat that I wanted says Icon on it, okay? And the guy that owns, I follow the guy on Instagram that owns Sir with Lisa Vanderpump. He's like super attractive, like gray hair, older guy, looks very Italiano. He's very attractive. And he had this hat on it and said Icon on it, and I wanted it. Well, they came out with new, but the kind it was like a baseball hat. And I don't look great in baseball hats, like trucker hats, like bigger hats. Well, they came out with new ones. Well, they had a bunch of like all kinds of trucker hats on sale on the website. Their hats are $160, but they were on sale for 80 or 75. Like some were 75, some were 80 on the website. And I was gonna buy one, and Alex was like, well, why don't you go to the store and try it on? And I said, I don't know if they have a store in Vegas. And so I looked it up, and they have a flagship store here. So I said, okay, that's what I'll do. He goes, instead of just like buying it, you know, you don't even know if you're gonna end up liking it, right? So I had won the $200 gambling. This is how my husband thinks. And we went to the store, and I almost, like, this hat is gorgeous. It's like, it says Icon on it. And you guys know I wear hats all the time, so I would like totally get my worth out of it. But none of their hats in the store were on sale. The hat was $160. It's blue corduroy trucker hat, okay? And it says Icon in white letters. It's beautiful. It fits me perfectly. Perfectly, okay? I mean, I wanted this hat so much, but I just couldn't rationalize spending $160. So Alex and I were talking about it, and he was like, well, you won $200. Why didn't you just take the $200 that you won and bought the hat for $160? You haven't bought anything since you've been here, you know? And I haven't. He went to Zara yesterday, and he's like he bought like 4 shirts or something like that. I don't know. He's wearing one of them out tonight. It's really cute, but that was at the Fashion Show Mall, which is like down by the Wynn, I guess. And I just like, I haven't been in the mood to shop. We've like gone through the mall and stuff, like, or gone through the different malls, and I'm like, there's nothing that I want, and I don't need anything. And, but I wanted this hat. So I was like, what do you think? He goes, I think it's a lot of money. He was like, but then later he was like, well, you won that $200. Why don't you just go buy that hat? I was like, So I don't know. If I don't go gamble tonight, or I don't spend a lot of money, I might end up getting the hat, because it is a really cute hat. It's really nice. And I might treat myself to something, because I don't do that very often. And because we came to Vegas, we didn't get anniversary presents for each other. And he was like, I feel bad that I didn't get you anything. I said, I want you to go shopping at Zara and buy yourself something that you want. And he was like, okay, well, you buy something that you want for yourself. And I haven't bought myself anything, so. But I don't really need anything either, you know. And then, okay, so the Chicago story, it's so silly. I need to tell it with him being here. But here's the story. So Alex went to Chicago with his brother Carlos and his girlfriend at the time. And they stayed with a friend of theirs that they grew up with in Indianapolis that lives in Chicago. And she lived in like between Wrigleyville and Boys Town. And so Alex and his brother and his brother's girlfriend and this other girl, they all went out to a club, okay? Well, they came back. My husband had been drinking a lot that night. This is the first week we met. This is 3 days into us meeting, or 5 days into us meeting. It was like that Friday night. So we met, like, our first day, I think, was, you know, I was gonna look this up. Hold on a second while I'm sitting here. I wanna see. I think it was a Monday, but it may have been a Wednesday. I wanna see what day of the week are. August 25th. I wanted to see what day of the week it was. I'm almost positive it's a Monday. 2008. It was a Monday. So, so we met on that Monday. We hung out every day. And then that Thursday night, he went up to Chicago with his brother. They went to go do all this kind of stuff. His brother was living in Venezuela, but he and his girlfriend were visiting here for a while. So they wanted to go to Chicago, and they wanted to see, like, they wanted to go to a baseball game and all this kind of stuff. Well, they went out that night. They had been drinking. So when they came back to the apartment, Alex and his brother's girlfriend wanted to go back out, so they went back out. Alex had his wallet in his back pocket, and they were walking through this group of guys, and this is like in Boys Town. And Alex had his phone in one pocket and his wallet in the other. So they're walking through this group, and as they're walking through this group, the group closes in on them. And like, it was like a bunch of young guys, and like Alex gets to the other side of like the group, like they're like all like feeling on them and stuff. And of course, like, and it's happening to this girl too, Carlos's girlfriend. And like, they get to the other side, they're like, that was really weird. Like, why were they all like, you know, and it was real crowded in the streets and whatever. And mind you, they had been drinking. So Alex realizes that his wallet with his ID, his credit cards, everything is gone, and so is his phone. So he comes back and he gets lippy with these guys, right? Well, they like beat the shit out of him. And so Alex has like a black eye, okay? And like they hit him like in the chest. He had like this huge bruise all over his chest and stuff like that. And so like they're trying to talk to a police officer, but they've been drinking. The police officer's like, when did this happen? He's like, they were right on the other side of the street. The police officer doesn't really believe them, whatever. And he's like, okay, you know, maybe you just left your wallet back at home. Alex is like, we were just mugged, okay? So they come back to, so anyway, between Alex going, okay, so when he came back to the apartment originally, he called me and he said, I want you to come up to Chicago and spend the weekend with me, okay? He was a little tipsy. And I said, no, I don't want to go. And so he's like texting it to me. Well, I had said something to a friend of mine. I was out at the same time in Indianapolis at a gay bar. And I said to him, I said, like, you know, this guy Alex I'm dating wants me. He goes, go. He was like, you only live once. I was like, fuck it, I'll go. So I came home in the matter of all of this time. I like packed a little bag and I start driving to Chicago. Well, it's like a 3-hour drive, okay? And the halfway mark is this city called Maryville, where they have like, just like some hotels and stuff. It's like nothing big deal. So, and that's like right before you get into like Gary, Indiana, and you're going like into Chicago. Because like from the point that you take the toll road to Chicago and you get actually in the city, it's like a 45-minute drive. So, or an hour. So this is like the last stop. Well, I'm like texting Alex and calling him. I'm not hearing anything, okay? Because he told me to come up there, so I'm coming up there. I have no address or anything, because he said, when you get here, just call me and I'll tell you where we're at, and then you can like, I'll find, and this is like way before GPS and all that stuff, like that most people had it in their cars. So he's like, when you get here, just let me know, and I will like give you directions, and then I'll wait outside. And I'm like, okay. Now you have to remember, I didn't leave to come up there till like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. So it was gonna put me into Chicago at like 5:30, right? So I'm like texting him, and I'm like, you know, stopped and got gas. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, he is not like texting me in like hours. Like, did he pass out? Like, what is going on? So I'm like calling the phone, and it's like going to voicemail, going to voicemail, going to voicemail. Well, finally I call, and this guy picks it up, and he's like, hello? And I'm like, yeah, I need to talk to Alex. And he's like, Alex doesn't want you. And I was like, what? And he's like, Alex is with me now. He doesn't want you. He told me he doesn't want you. And I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, this is Peter. And I go, yeah, which I figured out later, or we figured out later that he must have seen my phone number come up. And he goes, yeah, he told me that if you call to tell you that he doesn't want you anymore, he's with me now. And he hung up the phone. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, I'm 36, right? Mind you, dealing with this stuff. I'm like, what did I just walk into? So I drove like to 2 more stops, right? And I'm like calling him as I stop. It's going to voicemail, it's going to voicemail. So the next time I like stopped, I'm not leaving here until I know one way or the other. And I was literally getting ready to turn around and go back to Indianapolis. So I called this guy, and I called the phone again. The guy answered again. And I go, let me talk to Alex. And he's like, he's in the hospital. And I go, he's in the hospital? He goes, yeah, he's in the hospital. And I go, why is he in the hospital? And he's like, because I beat his ass. And I said, okay, who is this? And he goes, I beat his fucking ass because he deserved it. And he said all this kind of hateful stuff. And I go, what hospital is he in? And he hangs up on me. So I start calling hospitals in Chicago. I mean, I'm like in a gas station, okay, on the side of some shit road and on 65 North going to Chicago. And I'm calling, this is our first week together. And I'm calling, I think about this and I thank God, you know, if we made it through this, no wonder we made it 10 years. But anyway, so I'm calling all these hospitals. I'm like, do you have an Alex Perez? You know, and they're like, we don't even know who that person is. And so anyway, finally, I sit there for a second and I'm like, I'm leaving. Like, I'm going home. Like, this is ridiculous. This is kids' games. I'm not playing this anymore. And so I'm like, I'm going to call the phone one more time. If I get this, you know, crazy person again, then I'm just done with the whole thing. So I call, it immediately goes to voicemail. And it's Alex, and he's left his voicemail messages. Peter, this is Alex. I was mugged. My wallet and my phone were taken. We're at my brother's friend's house. if this is her phone number, call it, blah, 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 and I'll tell you how to get here. I was like, oh my God, how smart, right? So I call this girl, and she answers. She's like, here's Alex. So Alex answers, and he's like totally sober at that point. He's like, I got my ass beat. He was like, I have a black eye. You know, I'm really sorry about all this kind of stuff. Because this has now delayed the trip for like 2 hours because I've been like waiting in parking lots of gas stations not knowing where to go. And he was like, if you still want to come up here, I'd love to see you. He's like, I'm really sorry. You know, this whole thing was crazy. I'm like, no, I want to come up there. Are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm okay. So I have no idea where I'm going, right? And Alex goes, I'm gonna wait up for you by the phone here. He was like, as soon as you are like 10 minutes like away, or like you're in Wrigleyville, just be, I'm like on these 2 crossroads, call me and I'll tell you where her apartment is and I'll come down and pick you up. I'm like, okay. Well, he falls asleep. So I get into Chicago and I'm literally driving around the streets and I have no idea where to go. And I've called the apartment now like 5 times and nobody's answering. So finally I like call and she answers and she's like, she's so nice, and I've like gotten to be good friends with her since then. And so she's like, here's my address. And so she's the one, she like throws the keys down from the window and I like come up to her apartment and yeah. And I think I was talking about Chicago the other day, about like they went to a baseball game and we just hung out in the apartment, and then we went to a little Italian restaurant, and then I took him to Gino's Pizza. It was a fun weekend, you know? And like that's been Alex and I's whole relationship, is just like discovering like new things about towns and ourselves, and it's just fun, you know? And I think that's, you know, like, I don't know that there's some huge trick to marriage. It's just, I don't know, sometimes laughing at the bad times that have happened, but learning from them as well. And so everybody wanted to know about the Chicago thing. That's just a Chicago thing. It's funnier when you hear him tell it. I mean, he cussed this person out in the street, so no wonder they beat his ass. But he was pissed. He was like, I cannot believe you, like, he was like, you fucking took my wallet, my phone, and they beat his ass. Like, it's not funny at all, but, and called him very derogatory words. I mean, today we would see it as a hate crime. But, you know, it's scary. It's really scary that happened, and that he's still, you know, here. Thank God he is. I'm glad he was safe. But, and that crazy story, like the first week that we were together. So, and then we came back, and we've been together ever since. So, and it's been 10 years, and 7 years married. All right, you guys, well, I'm gonna get off here and take my bath now. And I wanted to do my vlog and get that out there. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, won't turn off.